everybody, and welcome back to Crashlander, the episode 9. I just want to say thank you so much for everybody for all the feedback on the house we built in the last episode. It's nice and funky, and I'm just glad that at least so far everybody likes it. I've yet to get a single bad or negative comment about it. I thought there would be some people having aneurysms on how crazy the support structure is, but so far none of those comments at all. So in the future, I do plan on still filling this in, hopefully making it a little more cozy and stuff like that. Then also adding in a dock below for all my benches and tools and whatnot, because these is quite an eyesore out here, and I really want to be able to appreciate the house for what it is and not have this tower of honeycomb blocking it. However, that's not what this episode is about. This episode is about getting resources, and to get resources, one could either build a machine to cut down trees and harvest rocks, but everybody, Scrap Mechanic's been out for, at least Survival's been out for about 4 years now. Everybody's seen cars and all of that being built to take care of all of that. And in Crashlander, we got something a little bit different. We got the power tools, right? And that's what I want to use. But to power the power tools, you need batteries. And the only way to get batteries is, besides crafting them, which uses copper, and honestly, a fair amount of copper in my opinion. And copper is the one resource where it's not, you can't get infinite amount eventually. Majority of the materials, as I've seen, you can get them through trading, which you can either by farming or just trading with the people at the HQ or Bill, stuff like that. But the only way to actually get batteries, other than as far as I know, crafting them, is using the alternator. And if anyone doesn't know, the alternator, it works by you just slapping a bearing on it and making that spin, and that will generate batteries, quote unquote electricity, right? So you could easily just attach an engine to it with a metal pipe or something and just make it spin. But that's boring, and I don't want to do that. I was originally planning on making a piston engine, but Khan he got to that idea before me. At least I saw his thumbnail about it. Even Cosmo, he had, I think I saw a thumbnail of him leading walks around a circle with corn. I'm like, dang it. Those are pretty good ideas. I really want to do the piston engine, but it is what it is. I got another fun idea, and I think this would really work because it kind of goes into my previous idea of wanting to make a water mill house. And my inspiration from this is, I don't know if anybody knows about, if anyone even remembers, in the first season of Pokemon. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but when in Pokemon, the first season, when Ash fights Brock, he gets his butt kicked like no other. It was very much one-sided. So Ash, he takes Pikachu into the woods, finds this water mill, electricity producer place, and hooks Pikachu up to it. And this is where my inspiration is coming from for this episode. I feel this whole series is going to be my childhood, random moments of my childhood coming to fruition. So that's my plan for today. I actually did find a nice little creek over there. That's where that marker is. And I wanted to make this water wheel, and because it actually does spin. It says spins in the water only when facing the north or south direction. It can be toggled. So I found a nice little spot over there that I want to build that. And I don't think I'll be able to build the structure today. I really want to focus more on function than form, because I need to actually get the materials to make the form. So and I have at the moment I have 3 batteries to my name, which I think 2 are going to upgrading the alternator. I do want to test out the regular alternator just to see how good it is. Then I want to upgrade it to see how much better it is. So I already have the resources to upgrade it, but I just wanted I'm just curious to see what the difference is. So before we continue on, let's head over to a creative world just to show you what I can hopefully do today. All right, I'll see you guys over there. So now we are in a creative world. We're all just messing around. Hopefully, if you guys even tell what I've been trying to do, I've been trying to make gears. If anyone doesn't know, in Scrap Mechanics, there's no actual like gears you can craft. You have to try and manually make them. And these were actually my best attempts. They work okay. Like I think here's an example right here. It's okay. It's a little jittery, but yeah, like I say, here's even another. Oh wait, that one's just broken. All right, here's another one. All right, yeah, they work okay, but I spent a fair amount of time trying to get some gears to work, and then I realized, like, why am I trying to reinvent the wheel? I'm sure so many other people have already have already made their own vanilla gears and uploaded to the workshop. So that's exactly where I went, and I found like a really nice like wall of gears that somebody made, and this is by Iwashka. It's on the other side, and for one, these are very satisfying when you actually take them off lift when they work properly. Like, look at, I mean, except for this little bugger here, but like when you take it off the lift, they just pop out. It's a lot of fun, honestly. I really like it a lot. Come on, cooperate. There it goes. All right, it sort of cooperated, but yeah, I'm actually using this gear right here and this one right here. If anybody, before I actually even continue, if anybody has their own gears that they want to show me, feel free to post them in my Discord, like with the Steam workshop link. I'd love to check them out if they are any better than what I'm going to do today, because I can tell you right now, what I'm doing to do is not perfect, but it works. Hopefully. Praying that it works. So for today, I'm doing pretty much just a whole bunch of these gears right here mixed with these ones right here. So I am not an engineer in any regard. In this episode, you might want to call me a engineer. I'm sorry. All right. And as I said, I am no engineer in any regard. So if I say something that's wrong or like that's sort of incorrect, please don't rip me apart in the comments. Or if you do, that's fine too. It's still interaction. I'll take it. All right, so the principle only thing that I really understand about gears is if you take a big gear and a small gear, if you spin the big gear, the small gear goes faster, and you can continue that chain for however long you want, or you can even go in reverse. The small gear into the big gear, it goes slower. So I'm going to be using that premise to hopefully spin my alternator. And right now I'm simulating the water wheel spinning because I don't have the mod actually on this creative world, so I can't really recreate it. I just have a controller connected right here. But as you can tell, from starting from this one, I think this is almost at full speed. I think if I go to full speed, it really freaks out. But it's not moving that quick. Then you can see how quick it actually moves from right here. It is definitely not like perfect. You can definitely tell there's a little bit of a jitteriness to it. But overall, I mean, it's pretty smooth. I mean, we're not seeing any like dust clouds or anything like that. Every now and then you'll hear like a clang, like a clang, but I'll take it. Like that little stop right there, that's probably the worst you'll see. I really think the perpetrator for how jittery it is this pull right here, because you can kind of tell that it bends, and that's just because of the bearings. For some reason, Scrap Mechanic has very floppy bearings. I'm going to try to, this is pretty much, I think, the system I want to use. I'm probably going to swap the first one with a big gear and have it transfer into a small gear first to get that gear ratio going immediately. I just put this one down here first, just for a proof of concept that I can get this to work myself. Now that I've shown you this, let's head back into the survival world, and I'll meet you by the creek. Well, actually, I think I'm gonna have to pivot a little bit. I did do a little bit of experimenting already without you guys, and it does seem like going from the small gear to the big gear, for at least going like a vertical direction, it is a lot better, Because if I had the smaller gear right here, it actually pushes it. It's a lot clunkier. It actually pushes it into the ground every now and then, and I feel like that's just more room for error. Going from the small one to the big one, I never saw anything like that. There's a little bit of clunkiness per usual, because at least that's how every gear I've seen works. So it seems like it's hard to get away from that. But it was really bad every now and then from the big to the small, at least going vertical direction. However, since I did skip ahead a little bit, I want to talk about the water wheel just a little bit. So this is what I got going on so far. I made a basic platform just to stand on and have like an idea how I want to build my building. And I hooked up the water wheel right here. It does say it can be toggled, and all you got to do, it's just a switch. You can toggle it on and off. I think you have to make sure that it's in water. I don't think it'll work outside of water. It does detect that. At least I believe so. I don't want to take it. I would check it right now, but I want to take it out because for me to actually make it go through, for me to actually make this work, I had to attach some pistons that phase through these blocks so I can make like a center point. And if I were to take this off and move it up and test around, I have to reattach that. And it's just kind of a pain to mess around with. So from now, I think I'm just going to maybe scale, like kind of going like a zigzag pattern for right now. I would, if you guys do want to try and see like more complicated gears, like with like the 90-degree going up, let me know. I will definitely think about it more because I do like the look of it. I'm just trying to make this as smooth as possible for today. I'm always willing to come back to this and hopefully make it better, especially if you guys have any gears of your own that work really well. So yeah, at the moment I got just two small gears going right now. I do want to add in another one. For anyone who doesn't know about the game mode, if you have the items in your inventory, you can just spawn stuff in through your lift, and that's all I did just to craft these. I crafted a whole bunch of pipes and bearings and toilet paper. Just to craft these gears. So I accidentally made the funny thing is I accidentally made like cardboard at the beginning of the series, and I actually used every single bit of cardboard for these gears. So it actually got its use. And also, if anyone is wondering, this creek is not too far from my little base over there. I found this when I was looking for the crash ship, like with the radiation, with the Geiger counter. I think I even mentioned it in that video as well when I did find it. I was pretty upset when I found it too. I was a little sad I didn't find it sooner. So let's turn this off real quick and hopefully be able to attach one of these big gears. They can be, since these gears, they're actually made by using a bearing like on like a 45-degree angle. They can be a little annoying to attach, at least when it comes to welding. So sometimes if you guys do something like this for yourselves, I would highly recommend you have at least a buffer pipe in between you welding this, because if you don't, then you're gonna have to deassemble this whole gear and pretty much spawn it in, rebuild it, or spawn it in again. It's quite a pain, trust me. Oh, I made that mistake far too many times. So yeah, let's add in another piston, or not piston, another gear here. Let's see if I can actually do this properly. Oh, actually, what am I doing? For some reason I was thinking I need to add it to the chain. I'm trying to use the power of this gear, because if I were to attach this to the side of it, it would lower the speed. Oh, I'm just being a goober. Okay, so as I said, I'm adding a little bit of a buffer pipe right here, and I'm going to weld it to right here, and hopefully, and this right here is exactly why you want this buffer pipe, because of stuff like that can happen. It can definitely, as long as you put on a lift or like weld it somewhere else, it has the potential to fix itself. So don't freak out if something like that does happen. So just put it back on a lift, That's all actually what I'm going to do, just to make sure it's fixed. And try to weld it again. You just have to keep doing this, and eventually it'll be right. So yeah, second attempt. My first one took me about 10 times to get it right. So, so I do apologize, everybody, if I'm skipping a lot of this building right here. It's because these can be this can be pretty tedious to place, because they need to be the previous gear needs to be positioned in the right way, and sometimes, like as you saw right there, these gears can glitch out a little bit. So it is what it is. I feel like you guys will get the premise of what I'm trying to do. So I think, but as you can tell, like already, like this is actually moving really quick. It does feel a little jittery, and it definitely does not go as fast as the controller, I don't think, which hopefully will be perfectly fine. As long as it gets the job done, that's really all I'm aiming for today. All right, with that being said, I think we can now add in another small one, and that should hopefully make it go incredibly quick. I got a whole bunch of ones already made for one as backups in case I accidentally delete them, and I don't have to like spend the time deleting every part immediately or anything like that. I can just break these and try and weld it again. All right. So one thing I am trying to do, I'm trying not to make these poles too big, because I want to hopefully reduce the amount of bearing bending that could happen, as you guys saw in the previous segment with why it was a little jittery. I feel like the longer the pole is, the more chance of it has to bend. So let's take hopefully like I can probably change. I can change this block probably in the future. However, today I'm just going to use wood. I might want to use something maybe like metal or something to make it a little more precise later, but today is all about function, right? Here we go. So now if we turn this on, and you guys can already, like, that is it. Look how fast that already is. It is like, no matter what, it's a little jittery, and I'm pretty much praying that the jittering isn't going to impede too much on the battery production. But it's incredibly smooth, it feels like. I find the gear movements very satisfying, so I'm very happy to actually like work with these gears as well. I think from here, I do want to start actually testing out the alternator. I might be able to get away with another like ratio of it. So I do want to let's cover this up. And another reason I actually did want to do the 90 degree, because with that I'd actually be able to probably cover at least a fair amount of this down here. I really am still thinking about coming back and actually making it like 90 degrees and having some gear stick out through the floor, because I think that's going to actually be a little more satisfying to look at for one. But that's a future episode. All right, let's turn off the water mill for right now, and let's place down the alternator for the first time. Let's see how. Okay, so it's not that big, which kind of makes sense. It looks like I'm gonna have to make a little stand for it, which is perfectly fine. All right, is that good? I think. Do I need to weld it? I forget. I actually might need to build this gear and this on a lift separately, and so I can actually weld them together. All right, it does say it needs to be on a bearing, right? Oh, I'm dying. So this one structure, it should all be one like thing. Like this arm right here is the same as this platform. So as long as this part gets welded to this little platform here, we should be fine. That's what I was really worried about. So I think we'll be good. So let's just re-weld this right here. And we're gonna take that and weld that. So let's turn this on for a hot second. Oh, come on. There we go. So now if I hit this with a hammer. Oh. So that did not weld properly, now did it? That did not weld. What happens if I turn this on? I was really hoping that this block right here would get welded to this, so I'm very wrong. I'm very wrong in that point. What I would have to do, I would literally have to take this. I would have to take this entire thing, weld it off the, like, take it off the ground, and weld it, and put it on a lift so I can weld it together. We'll see if I have to do that or not. I do not. It's definitely a little jittery, a little funky. Is it generating batteries? I don't know. Do I need to turn it on? How do I use? It's doing 0% right now. How do I know if it's working or not? What does this mean? Oh, wait, right here? Oh, Jesus! Well, that flipped. Scared the crap out of me. I'll tell you what. Oh my God, the torque is ridiculous. So the upgraded alternator is it says that it has more resistance and higher speed requirements. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use it based off of this. I honestly, like I said, this is my first time checking this out. Oh geez, I'm a little worried. I am a little worried. Not gonna lie, everybody. What if, okay. So if I were to, let's detach that and attach it to this one. Nope, that blocks everything. Okay, so it has to be this guy right here. Well, even still, what about this one right here? Let's attach this guy. It's weird that you can just do, that you can. I thought the bearing would actually have to be attached to it. That's crazy that it can't be. It doesn't have to be attached. But I really did think the point of this water wheel was to power the alternator. I thought like a big thing was for that, but the fact that this thing barely moves is really concerning me. Oh no. I think I am going to have to try and weld this, I guess. So let me try to do that. Oh boy, here we go. All right, so I kind of found a little bit of a workaround. Instead of having to take this off and weld it, I pretty much just kind of connected it with, with gears, right? I think this kind of works, at least for the actual movement part. But sadly, I'm a little disheartened because I guess it still generates. There's 3%. It's at 3% right there. I really don't know how well the generator works in the slightest. If this is normal, please let me know. But this is incredibly. I'm kind of surprised how slow this is. I feel like I do have a workaround that's a little cheaty. What I could always do is get like a controller or something, and then connect the controller to the water, because at the end of the day, I want to make sure that this gear system is powering this. I am a little sad that the water wheel doesn't seem strong enough. What if I had 2 water wheels? If I double the power, do you think that would help? You know what? I kind of want to try that, honestly. Let's try that. Okay, let me go make another water wheel. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's fine. I'll accept it for what it is. So yeah, let me go make another water wheel. And let me get back with you. Sorry if I'm jumping a lot, guys. It's just, I'm shocked on how poorly this is performing. Well, everybody, I feel like I've been defeated. I probably just spent the last hour messing with things. Took the pistons off, so it's not phasing through anything, and it's literally connected directly to the alternator, and I feel like it still sucks. I attached the other water wheel to it, and I don't know, for some reason I got it up to like 9%, and I took it off and messed with it a little bit more. But yeah, I feel like it's not really generating a lot, I have to say. If I'm using this wrong, please feel free to yell at me in the comments. I really have no idea if the direction of this matters or not. At the moment, it's going in the direction of the wheel. Don't know. I have no idea. No matter how much like gear placement I did, it's not really working. So I definitely feel pretty defeated. I would like to mess with it more, but I'm just running out of time at the moment. So I'm gonna actually be reaching out to you guys. If you guys have any suggestions or any ideas on how to actually get this to work, please let me know in the comments down below. I might mess around this on stream, just to help. I don't know. Maybe you guys can yell at me in a stream. And I actually did. I did realize that this is the output for a battery. For some reason, it just seems like, because like with an alternator in real life, you spin it, right? Just like in this. I was thinking that you actually had to spin that thing. Like, this is what you actually had to spin. But no, you just have to spin a bearing, then connect the bearing with a connect tool. Definitely a dirt moment there. But yeah, however, everybody, that is actually going to do it for me for today. I will mess with this and get some more off camera, and hopefully you guys will have some great ideas or suggestions for me in the future. So yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video. All right, bye. Sorry I couldn't make it work.